It started back the end of the summer of 2016 when I received a terminal cancer diagnosis. And obviously the Lord intervened, and that's a whole nother story I wish I had time to tell. But I want to tell you this testimony today. Once we had that doctor's appointment and we gathered our thoughts and settled our hearts, we came together and there were two things that we knew for sure. Number one, we knew that the Lord could change the path, but even if he didn't, we would still worship him. And number two, we knew that we wanted our faith to grow through the journey, and we wanted the faith of those around us who were watching to grow through the journey. And that was the desire of our heart. That's how we set out. And early on, the Lord took me to the book of Exodus. And in the book of Exodus is when he called Moses to go back to Egypt and to deliver a message to Pharaoh. And before he went to Pharaoh, he went to the leaders of the Israelites first. And he told them, hey, I've heard from God. He's given me this assignment, and this is my message. And so from the very beginning, the Israelites knew what was coming because he was upfront and transparent from the very start. And the message was this: let my people go so they can worship me in the wilderness. He did not say in a plush meadow with a mountain backdrop. He did not say in a 5-star beach resort, which I vote for that one. He said up front in the wilderness. So the Israelites knew what was coming, and yet they grumbled. But that's a whole nother story as well. So as I'm reading this, I heard the Lord say, will you worship me? I knew I was about to enter into a wilderness, a journey that I didn't want to refer to a friend. I didn't want to go back again, but it was my wilderness. And I heard him clearly ask, will you worship me? And I said, yes. And so what does that mean? What does that look like? And it's simply this: my mind's attention and my heart's affection are set on him. So each day, that's what I set out to do, to have my mind's attention and my heart's affection set on him. In the dark days, in the ugly days, on the chemo days, on the radiation days, which are the worst. That was my goal. That was my desire. And I wish I could tell you that every day I worshiped him wholeheartedly. But there were days I didn't. But on those days, he was so kind and so gracious. And he'd just say, come on, girl, it's a new day. Let's start again. And we'd set out on a new day with my mind's attention and my heart's affection fixed on him so I could worship him no matter what the day brought. So that was the big lesson through that whole journey. And then fast forward to, I wish I'd written the date down, I didn't, but I think it was the fall of 2018. And it was a Sunday morning, and Jeff and I were standing right down here in worship. Mallory was leading a song, and it's titled Tremble. And some of the words of that song are this: Jesus, Jesus, you make the darkness tremble. Jesus, Jesus, you silence fear. And I'm down here, eyes closed, hands to heaven, worshiping, and my spirit inside of me was screaming, yes, yes, this is truth. This is something that I know, I've seen, I've experienced. I know it firsthand to be true. And then all of a sudden, the Lord showed me this scene, these images in action in my mind's eye. I saw it as clear as day. And in the scene, I'm standing there worshiping, hands held high, and in front of me is this black figure, dark as night, black. It's laying on its side on the ground, and it's trying to get back up, but it can't because it's almost as if it's melting. It was like black tar just melting on the ground in front of me. The key to the picture was my viewpoint, because I wasn't seeing the scene from where I was standing worshiping. I was behind myself, and I was actually at the throat of a lion. And from my viewpoint, at the back of the throat of the lion, I saw this massive jaw spread as tall as I was. I saw the back of his teeth. I saw his huge tongue thrust forward in a roar. And I heard him say this, and I wrote it down. The Lion of Judah roars with my worship, and the enemy shrinks. And when I saw that, when I heard those words, again, my spirit was just shouting, yes, yes, this is true. I've seen it. It happens. This is a principle to stand on. So today, darkness isn't sneaky anymore. Evil isn't sly. It's in our face. He's walking around pretty bold and pretty proud. And the Lion of Judah is waiting for his church to stand up and worship. And again, we go back to our definition. Our mind's attention and our heart's affection are set on him. When I do that, of course the enemy shrinks because I'm not even looking at it. I have my eyes fixed on the King. I have my eyes fixed on the Lion of Judah. And when I do that, when I live a lifestyle of worship, the Lion of Judah roars and the enemy shrinks.